Things have gotten serious when Stephen A. Smith starts talking about federal investigations, but that's exactly what just happened. After months of controversy surrounding Kathleen Clark, the most talked about name in women's basketball, things may have just escalated to a whole new level. We are not just talking fouls or trash talk anymore. We are talking about the possibility of civil rights violations, political fallout, and a full-blown federal case against the WNBA. How did we get here? Let's break it down. It all started with one article, a Wall Street Journal opinion piece titled "The WNBA and Kathleen Clark's Civil Rights Sets the Internet and the Sports World on Fire." The piece did not just question the way Clarks have been treated by other players, it accused the WNBA of allowing a hostile work environment. The argument that Clark is being targeted with unusual aggressive physical play, and the league has done its little to stop it. The article did not mind right. It's called for a federal investigation into potential civil rights violation. That is right. A sports controversy just got turned into a legal and political powder keg. Then came Stephen A. Smith. On his show, he responded to the article. And what he said next shocked everyone. He did not claim the government would win a case against the WNBA, but he said they had a legitimate argument. I'm not here saying the case will be won by the government. If it gets to that point, I'm saying they have a case, they have an argument. That is the major statement Smith, one of the most influential voice in sports media, just opened the door to the idea that this could be a legitimate federal issue, but it gets even more intensive. Smith then raised a name nobody saw coming, Donald Trump. He suggested that Trump, known for seizing on cultural war topics, could easily latch onto this controversy to emerge his political base. If Clark is seen to be physically getting abused on the basketball court in a way that is such a clear and flagrant disparity compared to what happened to others, that man is not going to say anything. In other words, if this controversy gets big enough, Kathleen Clark could become a national symbol, not just for sports fans, but for political campaigns. And if what happens, this become way bigger than the WNBA, but it wasn't just analyzed. Speaking out, one of Clark's own teammates, Sophie, came forward with shocking revelations on a podcast. Cunningham admitted that her former team, the Phoenix Mercury, had a plan to rough up Kathleen Clark during a rookie session. Actually, it is just too much. It is too much. I'm over it. And if I think it is too much, it is probably too much. When even our own teammates are saying that, it makes you wonder, how far has this really gone? And what has no one stopped it? This is not just about sport anymore. It is about the league is allowed to happen, or worse, ignoring. Tension finally exploded on June 17 during his Fever vs Sun game. It started when Sun guard Chelsea Sheldon poked Clark in the eye. Moments later, Marianne Marbury shoved Clark on the ground, and that is when Sophie snapped, committing a hard foul of her own. Sparking a full-on fight after game, Clark walked into the locker room and said just one word, "Finally." That one word said it all. Finally, someone stood up for her. Finally, someone fought back. Cunningham said that moment actually bonded the entire team, making them realize they could not stay silent anymore. After the shuffle, Cunningham did not stop there. She turned her focus on the referees. It was just part of the game board. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple years now of them just not protecting the star player of the WNBA. She said it is a flat out. The referees have failed Kathleen Clark and not just once, over and over again. This is not just about missed calls. It is about the league failing to protect its most valuable asset. Now that is here the kicker. Stephen A. Smith not just compared this to any old civil rights. He brought up a $221 million settlement between the Trump administration and Columbia University over civil rights complaint. If the Trump administration can settle the Columbia, you think you can definitely rule out what kind of noise could be made if the WNBA continues to allow the treatment of Kathleen Clark. That is a chilling thought. If schools can face massive consequences for failing to protect certain students, what about sports leagues? Could the WNBA really be next? What started as aggressive play on the court is now being talked about in legal and political circles. We've got superstars athletes speaking out, mainstream media calling for investigation, and now one of the biggest names in sports media backing the idea that the federal probe might actually be justified, whether or not anything comes from it legally. One thing is for sure, the way Kathleen Clark is being treated is no longer just a sports debate, it is a national conversation, and it is far from over. Drop your thoughts in the comment section about the story, give this video a thumbs up, like, and don't forget to hit the notification bell, subscribe for more insightful story.